All right, welcome DAO leaders. If you're building a decentralized community, then you already know that trust is pretty much your most valuable asset. But what happens when that trust is threatened by, legal risks and some shaky economics? Today, we're going to break down a new framework to make your DAO not just safer, but way more sustainable. Let's dive in.
So here's our game plan. First, we'll uncover a kind of hidden dilemma that's fragmenting your community's talent. Then, we'll get into the infrastructure of trust that's designed to solve it. From there, we'll check out your legal shield for data compliance, the new economic engine that's powered by Algorand, and finally, what the next big step for your DAO looks like.
Okay, let's get right to the heart of it. DAOs are absolutely incredible for mobilizing talent, right? But they have this core vulnerability. The very tools we use every day to coordinate, think Discord, the forums, they're often just chaotic. And worse, they are quickly becoming a legal minefield, especially when it comes to data and consent. And all that chaos leads to a really important question you have to ask yourself. Is your DAO truly managing talent, or is it just fragmenting it? Are you building a community where your contributors' achievements are actually valued and portable, or does all their hard-won reputation just kind of disappear when they move on to the next project?
This slide right here really highlights the gap. We were all promised this amazing world of sovereign identity and a reputation you can take with you anywhere. But for so many people, the reality is just siloed contributions, total contributor burnout, and huge legal risks from processing data without any clear consent. It's what some are starting to call the dark age of digital coordination.
So how do we fix this? How do we bridge this gap between the promise and the reality? Well, we need a whole new kind of foundation, an infrastructure that's actually built on verifiable trust. And this is where the Andromeda Atlas protocol comes into the picture.
Now, this is a really fundamental shift in thinking. Atlas isn't just another database. Think of it more like a verifiable existence protocol. Its job isn't to store the raw data itself, but to safeguard what are called artifacts of truth. It's kind of like a digital notary, stamping a permanent, incorruptible record of every single valuable contribution right onto the chain.
And this quote just brilliantly illustrates the mission, doesn't it? The goal isn't just to track tasks. It's about building a consensus on human value. It's about making that social capital your contributors build as tangible, as verifiable, and as permanent as a block on a blockchain. This is the key to enabling a true, portable, cross-DAO reputation. So, with that foundation of trust in place, let's talk about the first really critical tool this unlocks for your DAO. You can think of it as your legal shield, and it's designed to help you operate safely in a world of, let's face it, increasing regulation. And here is the single most critical point for every DAO leader out there. In a world with data privacy laws like GDPR in Europe, you can't just assume you have permission to process contributor data anymore. Implied consent? That's not going to cut it. You need verifiable on-chain proof.
Now, the process for getting this consent is actually baked right into the protocol. It's a simple, three-step, totally on-chain process. Your DAO initiates a proposal, your members vote, and then boom, the result is recorded immutably on-chain. This creates a permanent, auditable record that proves your organization has explicit permission to operate.
This table just lays it out perfectly. You see, each key legal requirement under regulations like GDPR is matched with a specific technical solution from Andromeda, all recorded on the Vara network. It's basically a ready-made framework for compliance, but it's built for our decentralized world.
Okay, so we've got your legal shield covered, but a DAO can't really thrive without a healthy economy, right? So let's move on to the next piece of this puzzle, an economic engine to incentivize participation and create a sustainable treasury. Andromeda builds its economic engine on Algorand, and this chart really shows you why. I mean, to have a thriving economy, you need to be able to reward contributions instantly and cheaply. Algorand delivers transaction finality in under 5 seconds, for a fraction of a cent. This makes stuff like micropayments for completing bounties, or just for participating in votes, not just possible, but actually practical at a massive scale. And what's cool is this integration creates this powerful win-win. Your DAO gets the ability to fund its treasury, automatically reward contributors, and even implement real economic penalties for bad actors. And at the same time, the Algorand ecosystem gets a huge adoption driver in the fast-growing DAO governance space, generating real, meaningful transaction volume.
Okay, so let's bring this all together. What do all these solutions, this verifiable infrastructure of trust, the legal shield, and the economic engine, what does it all actually mean for the future of your DAO?
So, here it is. This is the core takeaway.
The three biggest pain points for pretty much any DAO: fragmented reputation, legal risk, and economic sustainability, each one is met with a targeted solution. Andromeda transforms that fragmented identity into a portable reputation. It deals with legal risk by giving you on-chain consent, and it builds a sustainable economic model for your entire community.
Ultimately, this is about way more than just adding a few new features. By solving for legal consent and economic sustainability, you are fundamentally upgrading your DAO's core foundation. You're building an organization that's safer, more efficient, and, truly built to last. So the only question left is, are you ready to build on verifiable trust?